waiting.
Yeah, reopen the government so we get back to work.
I mean, but this
great.
excuse just keeps on moving.
Yeah,
No, it's not great if you want representation.
Last week,
no,
There's
there was
750.
Wait, let me answer the question. We're happy that she got elected. She's filling her father's seat. That's fantastic. We have a long tradition here and a process of how we administer the oath to a member. You know, he served here for a while. We're going to do that as soon as we get back to work, but we need the lights turned back on, so we encourage both of you to go open the government.
Didn't we
so
do
can
that
get
with the
everybody back to
Virginia
session.
Republican? Swore the person in
No,
under the same circumstance?
the exception is there were 2 Floridians who were elected in a special election. This happened a couple months back. They were here on a day, they had their families here, they had a scheduled day for the oath of office, and the House was called out of session that day. They had all their family and friends here, so we went ahead and went through the process in a form.
With all due
Let me
respect,
finish. Wait, let me answer the question if you're going to ask it. And so that was the exception we did because the family was here. Ms. Grijalva, Rep-elect Grijalva, has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I am anxious to administer the oath to her.
How much is this
as soon
actually?
as you guys
just
vote
don't
to
want
open
her
the
to be
government.
on the Epstein. You don't want her to be on the Epstein discharge. How much?
It's
Because you're
totally absurd. You
no,
guys
it's
are
absurd.
experts
You
at
keep
red
on moving
herrings
this,
and
you keep
distraction.
moving along.
No, no, it has nothing to do with Epstein. The House
all
Oversight
with
Committee,
Epstein.
the House Oversight
How
Committee
does
is
it do with
working
Epstein?
on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the way.
You know she's key to
Let
that
me
discharge
finish.
petition.
Let me finish. The House
You
Oversight
just
Committee.
keep coming up with excuses. This is an excuse so she doesn't sign on to that.
This is absurd.
This is the longest time the House
Do you
has
want me
been
to
out of
answer the
session.
question? If you ask the
Because
question,
you're
let
not
me answer.
actually answering the question. This
Okay.
entirely has to do with the
Okay,
Epstein
you
list.
see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on the release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress and the Republican and Democrat side who are working on that aggressively. I met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know, you might not, because we haven't been in session, the House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied, they're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work, they're doing it methodically, they're doing it with subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it.
So then
And I was in the room with all of
Why are you
them.
blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just
This
told
is the
you.
longest time that House Oversight has been out of session, that's not in a regular office session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in, and it all happens to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge petition.
I know why you're upset. I know why you're upset.
Mike,
You
I
get a
gotta-
lot of heat because the government is closed down and you guys
Well, we're
made
not.
the decision.
Actually, no, actually.
You, wait,
Mike,
you made it 5
Mike,
times
I
to keep
got
the
a
government
request.
closed.
I got a
Yes,
request.
yes.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with them?
We're gonna have plenty of
about this?
negotiations as
Well, why
soon
don't
as you
we- why
open
don't
the
we-
government.
Why don't we
Let me
bring
tell you
back-
why they're not here, because the House
I
did
mean,
its job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people
They've
are
been
feeling
on
real pain.
And they've been on an extended summer
If I feel the
vacation.
pain with
They're not on
So you
vacation.
bring it back.
Wait a minute,
I have
wait
an
a minute.
opportunity. I can
Patience
talk to
ahead.
every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this
day
all
we're
the
talking
time.
about
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And
keep
our
your members
Republican
hidden.
members from Arizona, where are they? They
They're
are
in
in
their
Arizona.
district. They're in their districts working.
They're sitting,
Wait a minute.
they're sitting.
Oh, hey,
they're
Mike
sitting-
Lawler. They did
They
their
are
job.
sitting in their
Come here,
basements.
Mike Lawler from New York, tell
With
them.
all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open.
They did.
So don't sit here and try to lecture us about
So
whether
tell
or
me
not
what's
we
gonna
did
happen
our
with the
job.
premiums
We
in
did
your
our
district?
job, you did not.
What's going to
Well,
happen
you're
with
not doing your
premiums?
job
What happens to
right
ACA
now.
Oh,
premiums?
you mean the bill that I'm signed on to
Oh,
extend it? Oh, yeah,
When
cute,
is- when
right,
is that
because you
gonna
know what?
happen?
We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the hall
we're having
and
a
go
discussion.
vote
You
to
know that
open the
that's not
government
going
up?
on.
That would be great.
All right,
Where
Here's
is
the
this?
clean CR, go vote to open the government up.
This-
ACA
Thank you very
premiums
much.
will jump in your district
We're gonna have
by
lots
By the
of,
way,
wait
know
a
it.
minute,
You
Mike,
know it,
if you
Lawler.
bring them back, we will have a discussion with them. It's very simple.
You're holding the American people hostage because
We're
you
not
want to have
holding
a
any
policy
hostage.
debate.
Yes,
We
we're
have policy debates here every
This
day. The
policy
House works on
debate-
There's
that.
no policy debate and nobody's there.
We
You're
have
talking to
to-
yourself
Hello,
and this
I'm
guy
here.
here.
Thanks.
We're having the debate
My
all around-
constituents
around
and
the clock.
yours, I imagine yours are going to be hurt even worse than ours
We-
with these premium increases.
We have a lot of
We have
issues to
fix
work on
this.
together,
When
and the
people-
Republicans
when
are the
people don't
party.
have healthcare,
Wait a minute, wait just a
people
minute.
Oh, the party that's going to kill healthcare.
No.
That's
By
exactly what's going to happen.
the way, healthcare premiums since 2010 when Obamacare passed have risen by over 60%. So what
Cool
you're,
status.
what
So
you're,
you want to cut now? You want to cut now?
You're not upset
We
about
wanna
that?
reform.
You should
Well,
be upset about
well, then
that.
get going.
You should
Get
be
your
upset
people in
about
line
that.
and get the
That your
reform. Send it over.
constituents
We're
have
ready.
had
We're ready to
huge
talk about
premiums
it.
under
300%.
300%.
And I imagine in Louisiana it's that high.
Yeah, no, there are
And
big
my
problems with
folks can't
healthcare. There's
afford
big
it.
problems with Obamacare. It needs a lot of reform. The
We're gonna
Republicans
talk
have
about that.
pages
We're
of
gonna talk
ideas.
about that.
So get the
We have-
government open.
We have hundreds of ideas. Guys,
Get
we
your
gotta get
people
the
in.
government open and turn the lights on so we can get everybody
Get
back
your
here and get
people
to
in
regular
and
session.
stop covering up for the pedophiles.
There's not, that's ridiculous.
Nobody's covering up for pedophiles.
ridiculous.
You know
Knock
it.
it the hell off.
She knows, you
You're
know, that she
absolutely
is the,
absurd.
you
Okay,
know, she is
I'm
the
gonna get
vote.
back to work. These gentlemen had a publicity stunt here. You see the issue. They need to go and vote to reopen the government.
Get your
Plain and
people back.
simple.
One of the
Get your
things.
The
people
House
back.
has done its work. Every single Republican in the House but one voted to keep the government open, to make sure TSA agents, Border Patrol agents,
And even if they do
the troops
anything,
and everybody
they're
else
not
obey.
here next week, even if we strike a deal. You
And the
can't
Democrats
calm
have
down.
voted repeatedly to keep the government closed. Plain and simple. That
Premiums
is the
are gonna
issue.
go up.
First things first, open the
Premiums are going
government.
up.
We'll get back to
Mike,
work.
you're
gonna come-
Thanks for
Can I
visiting.
ask you one more
Premiums are
thing?
gonna up.
That was fun.
Were you expecting him to come out?
So what are,
Yes.
You
Well,
are?
I was asking, well, I was
Yeah.
trying to ask him before, the Trump administration is vowing to do